Hello everyone and welcome to France Tech Lab. Today we will work with Excel workbooks using Java. So now the agenda is to create an Excel workbook with name first workbook and create a sheet and the name of the sheet would be first sheet, and then we will create three columns: serial number, name and ID, and give three records, insert three records 1, 2 and 3. Let me close this, and also let me delete the existing files so that we will recreate again. And now let me go to the code. So to work with Excel workbooks or other Microsoft related applications, Microsoft has given a few standards. One of them is OOXML, which is Open Office XML. Using that, we can generate or create libraries to use along with other languages. And hence, to work with Java, there are a few dependencies or libraries which are Apache POI. In this particular case, we need two libraries. Those are POI, OOXML, and POI. I will tell you the difference. As you know, there are a few different kinds of Excel formats. The old one was .xls and the new one is .xlsx. I can show you. For example, if I just try to save this, if I try to save this in my local folder, you can see here there are a few types. So one of them is Excel workbook. If you just save this book one, you can observe the extension is Excel SX. And for example, if I try to save it as book 2 with some other format like Excel 97 2003 template and save it, you can see here where did I save it. Let me save it to the same location. You can see here the book 2, which is also an Excel, and the type is XLT. Similarly, if I try to save it as the other Excel workbook formats like Excel 97 2003 workbook, let me save it as book 3 and save it. And let me show you the properties. You can see here it is Excel S. So there are different kinds of Excel files. So we don't want the old versions. We want to work with the new version, which is Excel SX. I will close this and try again. Now, to work with Excel SX, I want this POI OOXML. And if you are using Maven application, just copy the dependency. If you are using non-Maven, if you are trying to build by yourself, just download the jar from here and configure it as discussed in the previous videos. I am going to form.xml of my Maven project, and in the dependencies section, Below all the dependencies, existing dependencies, I will add this POI OXML dependency. Also, I need one more dependency, which is POI, which will give common classes such as row and cell, etc. I will add this one as well. Now I have to sync them. It got built. Let me create a standalone class. I will give the package name as com.constantlet dot excel dot class name as new excel. And this is a standalone application. I need main method, and we will perform this Excel write operations in a series of activities. First one is create Excel workbook. So we will create using SS workbook equal to new workbook. Then second step is creating Excel sheet. We will create using workbook access set sheet. Let me import this sheet equals to workbook dot create sheet using string name. I will give the string name as new sheet. Then third step would be, before I go to rows and cells, I need data to create the rows and cells. So I will just create data. For that, I will take a map and give keys in the form of strings and values in the form of objects and object array. We will discuss why we need this. I will call it as data equals to new. I will use tree map so that I can maintain the orders, etc. Now, I will add some records in it. For instance, let me call the first key as number 1, and remember this is just a key, not the data. And then a few data I will create using object array, and I will pass as we thought serial number and name and then some address if you can consider. Then this is kind of header. So we are adding the headers in the first record. Then we will add actual data, put row number 2, then object array, and I will add row number 1, and this is actual data, employee name as Khan, then address as India, or I will call it Bangalore, India. Similarly, one more record with E3 and actual data record 2, Tech and Hyderabad, India. Again, I will add one more record key number 4, actual data, record number 3, name as lab, then Pune, India. I'll save it. Now we have data map ready. So then, as you know, Excel is nothing but a sheet of rows and columns. As you can see, these are the rows and these are the columns. For every record and every cell of the record, I am creating a array object, which is a string, and every array object, uh, array of objects, I am assigning with one key, and I have to iterate them. So now step number 4 is insert data in rows and columns or cells. Simply we can call them cells. How to do that? I will just take a set of, I will extract the keys into a set and call them as key set data dot key set. Then I will loop through this key set using for each key set. What is the issue? Okay, I have to give here string specific. Now, for every key, as we saw here, for every key, we have to have cells. So, every key corresponds to one record, and one record will have so many cells or columns. Now, I will just add one more integer, record number equal to 0. And then I will just create a record row equals to sheet dot create row of record number 1. I need from plus record number 1. Then now in first record, I have to have cells and values of this data corresponds to array, and every value in the array is one cell. So I have to iterate this array of this first key or any one of the keys. So I will take one more integer, cell number equals to 0. Then I will just create an array of strings and I will call them as cell values, or I will just call them as objects equals to data dot get of key. For this key, whatever value it will come, and the value is string of objects or array of objects. I'll just do specific generic, and then it could be string or it could be integer or it could be any other data. So I am giving just object. So now I will just try to loop this with for loop for string, sorry, object o, then objects, then I'll create a record, sorry, cell equals to row dot create cell, and I will use cell number from cell number 1. Now I have to insert value to this with set value. So now I'll just give O dot O. But the problem is I don't know whether it is string or integer. So I'll just add a condition here. If O is instance of string, then I will call it as, I will convert it as string, which we call it as typecasting. Else if it is object is instance of integer, then I will add it as cell dot set cell value and with integer typecast O. So this way we can set either integer or string. For that reason itself, we have taken the object type as object. Now we are ready with the data, rows and records and columns and cells. So now let me come out of the loops. Now we have the data ready. We have created the data and we have inserted the data. Now we have to need a stream, create a stream. So I will just use file input stream. Sorry, we are writing, right? So file output stream equals to new file output stream. And I will give the name of the Excel as new Excel dot XLSX. And let me. So we are working on IO. We need to add exception handlers. Now workbook dot write stream. Again, we have to handle these exceptions. We are starting the method signature. Now we have written. Finally, we will close the workbook and also the stream. And with, to demonstrate how where it begins and where it ends, we will just add a log Excel process started and finally one more log Excel process end. Now let me show you the folder. Here is the project folder. We don't have the Excel. Now let me try to run this application. Now the process started and ended. There was some error because we have not configured log4j API. We can ignore that. We will see if the Excel has been created or not. As you can see, the Excel has been created. Let me open this. As you can see, there are 4 records as we have added. So this is how we can create an Excel workbook and create sheets inside it. You can see the name of the new sheet also, name of the new file also, and name of, and all the records and columns along with the headers. So hope you learned. If you have any queries, please drop a comment. If you like the video, please hit the like button and please subscribe to our channel. Thank you.